Health issues. Last year, the country marked 11 years since the promulgation of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, a supreme order that ushered in the promise of reproductive rights, including abortion care. Unfortunately, women and girls of reproductive age continue to grapple with the same old complications of unsafe abortion with no end in sight. Here now are the tales of women who survived near-death experiences while procuring unsafe abortions that have metamorphosed into a silent pandemic due to lack of effective reproductive health laws in the country. Take a look. Seven years ago, Judith Siden, then a nominated senator, sponsored the Reproductive Healthcare Bill 2014, which flopped almost immediately after it was labeled pro-abortion and pro-immorality. Fast forward to 2019, the Reproductive Health Bill 2019, which proposed to make prenatal delivery and postnatal services free for every woman in Kenya, was gazetted. The bill proposed provision of reproductive health services to adolescents, which would include counseling on sexual abstinence as well as teachings on unsafe abortion and drug abuse. The bill never saw the light of day as it received sharp criticism from different quarters, with many terming it the abortion bill. In a 2020 letter to Parliament, the National Council of Churches of Kenya wanted the bill discarded, saying it normalizes underage sex. The letter read in part that the bill opens children between the age of 10 to 17 to receive contraceptives, safe abortion, and teaches that sex is for pleasure. Shortly after the COVID-19 pandemic struck Kenya, schools were closed for 9 consecutive months. During that period, the number of teenage pregnancies and gender-based violence cases shot up, once again bringing to the fore the issues facing reproductive health in the country.
It is time we actually sat down and looked at this problem, not with emotions, but pragmatically and very, very seriously.
In Nairobi's Mathare slum, we meet Mary, not her real name. She's a victim of unsafe abortion.
Naweza sema mimi nishaitoa mimba, but nilitoa mimba kwa quack na niliumia sana cause mimi nilitolewa mimba ya syringe ile inavurutwa na straw, na nilivurutwa na nikaambiwa niende home, nikae home. Nikamaliza like 2 days, but tumbo bado ilikuwa inaniuma. Kurudi OC nikaambiwa nichukue tu painkiller, itakuwa tu sawa.
This was in 2011. Mary's reason for terminating her pregnancy was because she was already a single mother living in her mother's house and did not want to increase the burden. Sadly, she's not the only one.
Watoi ni sisi ulea, si wanaume. So katika uwezo wako ukijiangalia hauwezi lea watoi wote. That's why nili option to abortion.
Awiti, not her real name, is lucky to have survived the experience. She was just a teenager and got pregnant shortly after her KCPE exams. She was referred to a quack doctor by one of her friends.
When about 5 months, so nimekudungwa shindano, haikutoka, akaniambia nirudi after 2 days. 2 days mimi kurudi OC, nikamwambia kuna kitu imetoka, ikakuwa ni anirudishie pesa, akasema hizi rudisha pesa. So being angeza kurudisha pesa, aliyakunitumia through pipe, akaingiza crochet ndani, akadunga, akaniambia niende nilale na hiyo crochet.
The situation in Mathare area is so dire that even the community health workers can't help most of the time. The interventions too late.
Kulikuwa na msichana alikuwa na mimba, alikuwa 13 years. Huyu msichana akiwa na mimba, baba akawa mkali. Alikuwa tu kila wakati akikuja anagombanisha mama, anamwambia nisipate hii mimba. Mama akaamua kutoa mtoto wake mimba yeye mwenyewe. Alichukua crochet ndiye alitumia kutolea msichana wake mimba. hii ya kushona sweta. Msichana wakati alienda kutolewa mimba ni kama ilitokanga vibaya. Mimi nikikuja kuitwa, msichana alikuwa na tokwa tu na vitu za green na zilikuwa tu zinanuka tu vibaya.
With a runaway mother and father, the girl did not survive. Dr. Kireki Omwana, the president of the Kenya Obstetrical and Gynecological Society and an infertility specialist, says that the issue of abortion is a societal and health problem that cuts across the societal demographic.
We think that abortion is only connected with young people. It is not true. There were 5 women actually on the same row of beds in the same ward. All of them were married. All of them had children. 2-3 children, all of them it was 1 week. In that 1 week, had procured an abortion illegally.
In this country, we have a problem with abortion, right? But many women will tell you, even in affluent homes, that a man has refused for you to have contraceptives. But when you get pregnant, he wants you to have that pregnancy removed.
Cultural and religious beliefs, plus laws in a deeply religious country, have contributed in creating a stigma. A stigma so strong that many women will do anything to avoid the fate of unwanted pregnancies. From using knitting needles to drinking bleach, others even go a step further to use cloth hangers to terminate their pregnancies. The fate is horrific. Others are lucky, they survive. Others succumb to this unfortunate fate. But what does this say about the country's reproductive health laws and in general society's way of dealing with reproductive health issues which are mostly tiptoed about? Is it time we reconsider?
Why is it up to this point? We are struggling with the fact that women should not decide when to have a baby. We are struggling with women should not decide how many babies. We are even struggling with the fact that the issue of access to safe termination of pregnancy within the law.
It is perceived that reproductive health care is basically just getting pregnant and delivering the baby. However, it's a whole spectrum, starting from sex education for the children, talking about contraception, safe motherhood, pre- and postnatal care, and even surrogacy. According to a study conducted in 2013 by the Ministry of Health, Kenya continues to witness a high abortion complication fatality rate compared to other countries in the region. WHO estimates the unsafe abortion case fatality rate in developed regions is around 30 deaths per 100,000 unsafe abortions and 530 deaths per 100,000 in East Africa. The study, dubbed Incidence of Complications of Unsafe Abortion in Kenya, for the states that during the 30-day data collection period using the Prospective Mobility Survey, 3,161 women presented for abortion-related care in the sampled facilities. Of these, 2,631 women, which is 86%, were presented for post-abortion care, likely following an unsafe abortion. About half of all post-abortion care clients were less than 25 years of age, which is 48%, with 17% aged 10 to 19 years old. On 27th of November, a service was held to light a candle for 464,690 lives lost through abortions in Kenya.
Approximately 400 and something women die on a weekly basis because of abortion. It's like taking a plane, a 787 full of women and just crashing it intentionally. That is the magnanimity of the problem.
Article 26 of the Reproductive Health Bill 2019 states that a pregnancy may be terminated by a trained health professional, where, in the opinion of the trained health professional, there is need for emergency treatment. The pregnancy would endanger the life or health of the mother, or there exists a substantial risk that the fetus would suffer from a severe physical or mental abnormality that is incompatible with life outside the womb. It also states that a trained health professional shall offer 9 directive counseling before and after the termination of a pregnancy.
Ilini affect juu one nilikuwa na go through a lot. Hiyo tumbo ilinipeleka almost like 3 months. Siwezi share. Nile tu tumbo inakuuma, unanunua dawa hivyo. Niliogopa kushare na watu sababu na imagine nikishare community itanibebaje.
Despite the large numbers of teenage pregnancies reported around the country and the threat this poses to the future of girls, attempts to introduce sex education in schools have been fiercely repulsed over the years.
We need to educate our young people. The issue of contraception needs to be approached pragmatically. And what do I mean by that? We need to talk about abstinence. That abstain, please. This is not your area. This is grown-up stuff. If you can't then avoid grown-up stuff, then know that there will be consequences.
The church and other moralist voices have long rejected the term reproductive health, which they believe is a euphemism for legalized abortion and indiscriminate access to contraceptive services. Towever, some problems happen right under the holy pillars.
These things are happening. The other day, somebody told me, I saw a clip that very young children, 6 years, 7-year-olds, addicted to pornography, having boyfriends in church, and when they were called for the meeting, the boy said, no, sio mimi, yeye ndiye aliniambia ati twende tufanye hivi. They were actually trying to have sex in church.
This nation needs to hear the message of Jesus Christ. And we cannot stand tall to say that we are a godly nation that honors God in our constitution, and yet in our economic sector, say business, houses, we are conducting abortions in the clinics that we were saying they must be stopped.
Kenya's constitution says abortions are illegal unless, in the opinion of a trained health professional, there is need for emergency treatment or the life or health of the mother is in danger, or if permitted by any other written law. No other conditions or terms are spelled out. The vaguely worded document puts decision-making power wholly in the hands of health providers. The opinion of women carrying the pregnancy and the circumstances under which it was conceived notwithstanding.
Kenyans have to wake up. We must wake up. We must wake up as a society. We must wake up as parents. We must wake up as leaders. We must wake up as church leaders, because these problems, we tend to assume that this problem is out there. This problem is at home. This problem is in the church. This problem is at school. This problem is all around us. We cannot run away from it.
Ashley Mazuri, KTN News.